So we all know the phrase defense wins championships, but I don't think that applies to today's NFL. If you look at 3 of the last 4 Super Bowls, all won because of offense. In today's game, you need the ability to have speed, to go vertical, to get chunk yards. And if the Eagles want to be like the Kansas City Chiefs and hoist another Lombardi, they're going to have to up their game on offense. Dallas still stinks. Yo, everybody, how you doing? King Dingbat here, and I hope everybody's having a great day. Hope you guys are doing well. You know, I love what the Eagles have done on defense. I love it. Slay, Hargrave, Parks, they've gotten younger, faster, and better on defense. And it's not just Eagle fans saying it, it's other teams as well. Mark Homer is freaking out right now. He's in complete meltdown panic mode. He did a video yesterday saying that Dallas has taken a step back. He's admitting that they have gotten worse, especially after Frederick retired. He's worried. He's panicking. He knows our Eagles are looking better. I'm getting texts from him all night long saying, oh, how many carbohydrates does Italian breadcrumbs have? I don't know, Mark. I don't know. But just have a bunch of them. Calm down. You know what I mean? But he's flipping out. He's freaking out right now. What are you going to do? You know what I mean? I saw his secret memo. There was a secret Dallas Cowboy memo. I got to try to find it. They're saying they must up the production of sacrificing chickens to make up for all the losses they've had so far. It is truly amazing how much they are worried about us. Hey, Mark, do you want me to get the belt? Should I go get the belt for you? You want to see the championship belt of the NFC East? I didn't think so. Relax. Eagles are looking good. Even Bad Dog's panicking, making videos about the Eagles. They're worried. The Eagles' defense is a lot better. But to me, I'm not happy with that. I'm not satisfied with that. We got to do more. We got to address the offensive side of the ball. We got to get better on offense. And I'm not just talking about the draft, but I'm talking about in free agency also. The Eagles have to find a way to address the outside wide receiver and get faster at the same time. And so when I say they got to get better at wide receiver and add speed, I mean that they have to target specific type of wide receivers. Guys that can stretch the field, take a top off of defense. These are the best matches for a guy like Carson Wentz, a guy with a big arm who wants to go vertical. That's the kind of receiver the Eagles need to get. Now, I believe that the Eagles are probably taking two receivers in the first 2 to 3 rounds. If it was me personally, I'm taking 2 receivers in the first 2 rounds at this point. That's how bad I need wide receivers. But, you know, getting rookie receivers, even if you trade up for one of the top 3, sometimes those guys take a while to develop. They're not going to come in right away and give you everything that you need. So I think the Eagles still need to target a veteran wide receiver who, I don't know. You got guys like Demarcus Robinson out there. You got Rashad Perryman. You got Robbie Anderson. Specifically, if I had a choice of any of those 3 free agents, I'm taking Perryman because I think you can get him cheap, and I think that he's a volcano waiting to explode. He could be a total bust too. He's going to be a boom or bust guy. However, if it does work out, you are in really, really good shape. But the Eagles, they need receivers. They just lost Nelson Stinkelar. It's just Nelson to the Raiders. Did you see for how little money he went to the Raiders for? I mean, hardly anything. And to me, he was overpaid. They still overpaid him. That's what I think. But, you know, you lose him. You know, the whole Alshon Jeffery situation is interesting in itself. Now, if the Eagles decide to go through all free agency and not really address the wide receiver position, not with a guy who's capable of coming in and starting, I don't see how they're not going to keep Alshon, which I think, you know, to me, it's a mistake. And I'm not talking I'm not saying that because whether he ratted Carson Wentz or he didn't rat Carson Wentz, that stuff is like, to me, I don't care anymore. I'm past that. The problem I have with Alshon Jeffery is I think he's bigger, slower, he's getting older. Even though he's not that old, he's still, 30? He just seems worn down. He's always hurt. And, oh, by the way, he's coming back from a Liz Frank injury, which shouldn't help his speed, which shouldn't make him quicker. And he may not be ready to, week 8, week 9? He's not going to be ready right away. So, if you keep Alshon Jeffery, to me, it's very risky. And I don't see, by having him, how you really can improve your offense. Because you need speed on that outside. The Eagles desperately need speed. And I know when I say that, people go, well, it's not all about the 40. I know it's not all about 40, but it's got to be like a little bit about the 40. It's got to be a little bit about the speed. Because what I see from the Eagles is they don't even look at it. Not in past years, Of course, Deshaun Jackson's fast, but he's 33 years old. I think the Eagles, if they keep Alshon Jeffery, they have to trade up and try to get one of these top 3 wide receivers. And if they don't, they still need to try to trade up to get one of these top 3 receivers. But let's say the Eagles go out and they signed, let's say they go out and they sign Perryman, and then they draft Justin Jefferson at 21. That's not that bad. All of a sudden, it's not looking bad with Perryman and Deshaun Jackson and Justin Jefferson. Something like that would be great. And if for some reason you do keep Alshon Jeffery, and you can get a Henry Ruggs or a Jerry Jeudy or somebody like that, even better. But the Eagles, they're going to have to dress wide receiver in the draft. We know that. But I think they should do it also in free agency. I think you should bring in another veteran. The guy I would aim towards is definitely Rashad Perryman. Robbie Anderson, obviously I don't mind him, but if he's really asking for $16 million a year, I wouldn't give it to him. Okay? I just wouldn't. Demarcus Robinson is another guy who comes from the Kansas City Chiefs, up-and-coming guy. He's not the fastest guy in the world, but he's capable of going deep and stretching the field, and I think he would fit with the Eagles. Look, any of those receivers that the Chiefs have, any of those guys are the kind of receivers that I think the Eagles need to start bringing in and targeting. Fast, quick guys that can play can go vertical, can help Carson Wentz. Those are his style of receivers he needs. He doesn't need big, slow receivers that can't stretch the field. He needs guys that can get downfield, especially, in Carson, he likes to hold on to the ball sometimes too long. We all talk about it. He moves around. When he moves around, if you look at some of these receivers on our team, they just stand around watching. You need a guy who can turn upfield and go. Deshaun Jackson's very good at that, but Deshaun Jackson was hurt all last year. So, I want the Eagles to go out and bring in a veteran receiver. And he doesn't have to be top 3. He doesn't have to be trade for Julio Jones or trade for Odell Beckham or trade for whoever guy. It doesn't have to be all that. Although I got to say this. They really screwed up not getting DeAndre Hopkins. That was a golden opportunity, and I just can't let it go. My 2 biggest regrets about this offseason so far, DeAndre Hopkins and letting Jenkins go. But DeAndre Hopkins was there. That would have, this whole team would change dramatically right now if you could insert DeAndre Hopkins into this lineup. It would have been awesome. They would have had so many choices at 21. They could have done so many other things. Oh, man, I really think we blew it. It really bothers me, It bothers me, that whole thing. But regardless, he's gone now, and we got to figure out what to do now because we've addressed defense. We've been hitting defense pretty hard, which is the plan. I said all along, defense, you go free agency primarily. Offense, you go in the draft. However, you still need to add some pieces on offense and free agency. And I think outside wide receiver is the key. I don't think the Julio Jones rumors were ever true. We've heard different stories about Odell Beckham. Some people are saying, they're going to put him on the block. He's on the block. Then you got Yahoo Sports saying, nah, they're not trading him in Cleveland. And even if Cleveland was trading Odell Beckham Jr., let's just say, for argument's sake, okay, if they were trading Odell Beckham Jr., I wouldn't give him a first round. No way. I wouldn't touch a first round. I'm not trading a first round pick for a guy who lasted 1 year in your organization. If he's leaving after 1 year, there's a reason why. There's something wrong with that, especially a talent like him. So, I would never make the trade, I guess, with the Browns because I would never give them the value that they're asking for. So we're just going to have to focus on what's out there. Robbie Anderson, Brashad Perriman, Demarcus Robinson. Any of those guys would be an upgrade for the Eagles. My specific choice, give me Brashad Perriman. If you look at his last 5 games with Tampa when everybody was hurt, he was fantastic. And I think he's a real boom or bust candidate. And if you can get him cheap, maybe on a 1-year deal with, a lot of incentives in his contract, I think you should do it. I don't think he's going to get a lot of money because people want to see him do it the whole year. He's a little bit risky in that it was only 5 games. But however, if he is what he was at the end of last year, holy crap, man, you got a steal. And like I said, Robbie Anderson, I'm definitely not going to complain about getting him either. I mean, to have him and Deshaun on both sides of the field, they would be smaller, but my gosh, they would be fast, and this whole offense would look completely different. So the Eagles, They know they have work to do on the offense. They really do. I think right now we're looking at a team that is probably a 9, 10, 11 win team. I'd say between 9 and 11 wins, somewhere around there. But to be honest with you, right now, without addressing the offense yet, and there's plenty of time, they're not true Super Bowl contenders. They got to fix the offense first. And once they do that, then we can talk about being true contenders. Right now, defensively, I think they're ready to go. Offensively, they need to upgrade that offense, especially on the outside. They need speed, they need weapons, because that's what today's NFL is. Everybody's going to want to be like the Kansas City Chiefs. It's just facts. So let me know what you guys think about the receiver situation, what we should do now. I mean, I know there's a lot of trade rumors. We got to keep our eye on that. But right now, nothing has come down, nothing has come to pass, but we still have some real good free agents at the wide receiver position. So with that said, I will definitely talk to you guys later. Take care, and hey, don't be a dingbat.